So we're at the Dalton Library because I need a computer rather than just Wi-Fi. So it's a really old building. It's really nice. So, perfect day today. My 0 days are always seem to be perfect. And the American flag at the front, and yeah, very nice old building. So we just finished watching our movie. We're in the plaza. There's hardly any businesses left here, and there's definitely only like a quarter of the building is used. It's so quiet and places shut down. When we first come to the outside of the building, it looked like what do you call it? Walk of the Dead scene, like all closed up, boarded up at the other side. And this is the only inn that still works. You'd be worried about your job, wouldn't you? Look at all these closed buildings. Oh, that one's open. But no people.
Well, you wouldn't have to worry about working hard or stocking shelves.
No. Just watch out for people that walk funny and look like zombies.
Illegal aliens wearing American flags.
This is the middle of the day in what looks like a brand new mall, and there's no shops open at this end. Cruising back from dinner. You got the Mohawk boys.
Got every light but two. Yeah, not bad.
And Festus. Hey viewers, Reboot and Wally here doing a weekly update from day 92 to 98. Currently at Rob Bird's place, at Trail Angel, on day 103, but first chance I sort of had to do it. Run through it quickly. So day 90, just as for the summary rather than the money. Day 92, we pushed hard to get to Unionville. The original plan was to get to what they call the secret shelter, but I had such a big day and pushed really hard that we decided to go all the way to Unionville. It was quite funny. Festus had gone a little bit further than me, about 1 mile past. Got up in the morning. I got up the hill, up the mountain. I saw a place where there'd been a tent. I thought, oh, that'll probably be Festus. Got to the first road crossing and I saw a petrol station to the left. I thought, oh, they might have a Coke, so I'll go down and get a Coke. I got there, and just as Festus was coming out, and he said, no, they've got no food or anything. I'm going to go a mile the other direction. I said, a mile? He goes, yeah, for coffee. I said, well, I'm not going a mile for coffee. That's 1.5 kilometres. So I said, you know, we're going to try and do 25 today, so I'm not doing that. So I went in to get me drink, and he walked off. I come out and I was reading the book, and it said the place that he was looking to go wasn't just coffee, it was breakfast for $3.99. I went, oh, well, I'll go there for breakfast. So I did 1.1 miles down to this place, or the other way, so, you know, close to 2 kilometres. No Festus. I'd talked him out of it, and he talked me into it. So I had my breakfast, I had ice cream on the way back. It was really nice. So then I decided to really put in the miles, and I had I thought that morning that if I get up at 6 o'clock, I'm going to try and do 16 miles by 12 o'clock. I'd been nowhere near that before. Well, I lost an hour and a half going for that breakfast, and I ended up still doing 15.5 miles, not including the 2.2 miles I went to get food. So I really bashed out the miles. That's 24 kilometres in 4.5 hours if you take the hour and a half off. So I was really moving. So we ended up getting into Unionville, set my tent up and everything in the park. They had free camping there for people, and I went and got pizza with Ink, because Ink had also got there. We went in to get pizza. I decided to go and get a second piece of pizza because they sell it in by piece rather than the whole pizza. And there was a gentleman there, and I just started talking to this gentleman, and he went out with his pizza, and then I come out and I said, "Oh, it was really nice talking to you in there and showing interest in the AT." And he said, "Oh, would you like a shower?" And I thought that was a strange question. I said, No, I'm going into a motel tomorrow night, I'll be fine." He goes, "Oh, well, I own a farm and I've got a second house on the farm, and you're more than welcome to stay the night if you want, have the shower, I'll bring you back." And the more I thought about it, and I said, "How much does this cost?" He said, No, for free, and you can ask your other friends to come as well." So in the end, 4 of us decided to go there. It was a beautiful, immaculate place. Really friendly guy. He ended up cooking us bacon in the morning. Well, he cooked it for his family, but he had leftovers and he brought it all down for us. I really enjoyed the stay. It was fantastic. Day 93, walked 22 miles on that day. Did a boardwalk walk through New Jersey, and I was going to stay at a motel. We had plans to do our laundry and that there. That was the one thing that the guy couldn't offer at this stage. He will be able to next year, but he couldn't this year. Sitting there at lunchtime, waited an hour, only to find out that the motel that said, that we could go there, they drove down to pick us up and said, "Oh, sorry, we've got no rooms." So that plan went out the window, and it had been, close to 7 days without laundry. So decided to move on. So we did a steep climb over a mountain. I caught up with Festus. He was very surprised to see me, and I told him what had happened. Day 94, we did 17 miles. It was really hot, and they were quite hard miles. They were up and down, up and down. New York was no joke that first day. We decided to go into the Tuxedo Motel. I talked to Festus and said, would he be willing to go in and get laundry for $30 each? And he went, "Well, that's a lot of money for laundry. What else do I get?" And I said, "A room." And then we met up with 2 other hikers, Shaggy and Brick, and we ended up going, all 4 of us, into the motel room. So it only cost $20 each, and we got our laundry done. And we got Wi-Fi, so I also got to upload all my videos. So day 95, we hiked only 13 miles. It was quite another hardish sort of day. Went through the lemon squeezer, and then there was a bit of uphill. We ended up staying at a shelter that had, which surprised us, a view of New York. It was half a mile off trail. We don't normally do that, but it said that there's possible views of New York. Got there was thunderstorms and that, but eventually they started to clear, and during the night we woke up and you could actually see the glow of New York City. So that was quite a good surprise. Day 96, again we only did 13 miles, but we went through over Bear Mountain, and while we're at the top of Bear Mountain and sitting on a park bench, we looked over to the south a little bit, and you could clearly see the outline of New York City, the Manhattan skyscrapers. Went to lunch at a place called the Bear Mountain Inn. It was an immaculate building. I loved it. Just the architecture to it really appealed to me. In its heyday, it was really, really popular. And then the actual trail goes through a zoo, a hiking trail that actually goes through a zoo. You don't have to pay or anything, you just go in. So that was good. We wasted some time going around all the things, but it was quite good to learn about some of the history of the place. And we ended up at Graymoor Spiritual Centre, where I ended up forgetting my power pack, so that's where I couldn't have a shave from then on. Day 97, we do 14 miles, so our miles have been slowly coming back, 17, 13, 13 and 14. It was much harder hiking. New York was much more climbs than the states just before it. Got to a lake that we decided to stay at. You're not right next to the lake, you're off in a field, and Hawkeye came with Tammy to give us some trail magic. They were driving up and through to go to Hanover, and where his son lives, and they took us out to dinner. It was an all-you-can-eat Chinese, and it was very nice. Day 97, day 98, did 19 miles, just in cruise mode. There was some rough up and downs, but the real thing I remember from day 98 was the mozzies at the camp. They had just been getting worse and worse and worse. So I'm going to have to do something about the mosquitoes at camp. We're definitely tenting now, not sheltering, trying to get in our tent as quick as possible, but I might even go stoveless, or still carry the stove, but cold, because I don't want to be out there cooking me water, just getting bitten alive. Alright, so that was the week. The numbers for the week. So in mileage, term of mileage, done 125 miles, which 200 kilometres for the week. So down from the 170 the week before. I was up to a total of 1,445 miles, or 2,312 kilometres. For the week I had an average of 18 miles, 29 kilometres, and overall now we're up to 14.7 miles, so getting close to our 15, or 24 kilometres. Had no zeros that week, no Neros, so I'm still at 13 and 8, and I only had one hostel stay, which is $42. Trail costs was $82.97 for resupply for the week. That was much higher than well, that's one of my biggest weeks, but I'd been surviving on a lot less over a few weeks, which is $110.63 Australian. Restaurant costs were $156.49, so that's quite a big week. This is where all the delis sort of started coming into it. So we had the pizza at the Unionville, Coke and ice cream for lunch when I didn't get the motel. Had Chinese when we went to the laundry, to the motel to do the laundry. Food and Coke when we went to leave in the morning. And then we had at Bear Mountain Inn some Coke and ice cream there. Went to a deli, got meatloaf, and that's about it. So a lot of the delis add up, but then the resupply, I can still carry the food. $20 in hostels, $9 in transport, so a total of $185.49 American, or $247.32. Total Australian when you add the both together is $357.95, giving me a total of $4,730.22 after 14 weeks. And in American it was $268.46 for the week, which is $3,558.25. So the 4.7 after 14 weeks, 5.2. So I'm $500 under, and most of that's because I'm not paying for the accommodations like I was earlier. So only one hostel stay. I had a free stay at the guy's house. Had the free stay at the spiritual centre. Had the free stay at the lake. And this week, like, we got 4 free stays at this guy's this Trail Angel cabin. So that's really helping with my budget. All right, so that's the week 91 to 98. I hope you're still enjoying it. I think I'm constantly keeping my weight now because of the deli foods that we're eating versus the miles we're doing. It's sort of balancing out. So anyway, catch you. While he's still enjoying the trip, I'm back enjoying the trip lately. It's been good with Festus. We are going to see how his leg goes tomorrow, being day 104 with a slack pack.